How to become a theatre director? Well, I think there's lots of different pathways into the job. I did a drama degree at a reasonably good university, at UEA in Norwich, and then I went to the directing programme at Central School of Speech and Drama in London. And at that time, that was a course where there were 4 of us studying directing. And I think there were a lot more people than 4 who applied to be on that programme. That programme, while I was on it, turned into a master's degree. So I have a master's degree sort of in theatre directing. And then I just went to work with some different friends on different bits of projects and tried to find my way into directing. There are a few courses around the country which say theatre directing as part of their title. They're mostly master's courses. And there are some sort of training schemes and mentoring schemes and sort of sponsored training schemes through Arts Council and other bodies. Well, yeah, the skills that you need are diffuse and various. I think you need to have some great ideas for which projects you'd like to do. And it's important to remember, if you start working on a project, you might have to live with that project for quite a long time. So there's some projects that we made at NIE, particularly the early days, where the first show I directed for the company, we were still playing 10 years later. So, you know, that I'd have some belief and some conviction in what those projects were and why to tell those stories. I think you need to be very good with people. You need to really understand people. It's a people-based business, and you need to understand what makes people tick. And I think you've got to walk a really interesting line between looking after the artists that you're working with and serving and helping them to be excellent, and at the same time policing that work on behalf of the audience. My favourite part of what I do must be the work I do in the rehearsal room, especially in the early stages of developing a project. So when you don't really know what the project's going to be, but you love the idea or you love the story that you want to tell. I work a lot through improvisation. I work a lot sort of with everything all at the same time. So my process is a bit chaotic. Into the room comes actors, designers, a lot of stuff, bits of costumes, bits of props, bits of set, bits of scenography, sometimes lights and video cameras and all sorts of stuff. And into that mess I also bring an idea or a story. And it's that bit when we're improvising, first of all exploring a story. That's where the sort of first bit of invention comes, the little sparks of exciting ideas or interesting ways of telling something. That's my favourite bit of it, actually. I think all of it's challenging, actually. If you want to run an arts organisation, it's a challenging thing to do. I suppose the bit that I find most challenging, or the bit that I wasn't really trained for, was in finding the money to do it. Talking to funders, talking to some of the partners that we work with. I did a lot of work in my studies on theatre and what it is and how to make it, but not a lot of work on running a business. And I'm really lucky to have some brilliant people around me who help me to do that, to run the finance, to find ways to get money to make the projects that we do, and to find ways to talk intelligently to funders about why it's important.